Sir, Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum assalam.
Sir, thank you very much for your time, and please allow me to introduce you. So welcome to NED University of Engineering and Technology, and thank you for your time and support for NED University of Engineering and Technology, which is the one of the oldest university in Pakistan. And also, I am Dr. Asad Arfin, the director of the Cybersecurity Lab at NED and associate professor. And I'm also thankful to you for visiting our Center for Cybersecurity last month, and we hope that we will be going to have a good collaboration in cybersecurity and other areas. So let me introduce our students. We have students from third year of engineering, of computer engineering and computer sciences, and soon they will be entering their final year. And many of these students are interested in cybersecurity and computer networks. So they are very eager to listen your talk. And to students, I also say Assalamu alaikum, dear students. Let me introduce Dr. Sanaullah Abbasi. Dr. Sanaullah Abbasi is currently serving as a Director General of the Federal Investigation Agency. You all know that Federal Investigation Agency has the mandate of controlling all the airports and the cyberspace and the cyber crimes and other things in Pakistan. Dr. Abbasi is the recipient of Qaid-e-Azam Police Medal Award and also Pakistan Police Medal Award. And Dr. Sanaullah Abbasi has also remained the IGP of Khyber Pakhtunkhwa Police. And currently, Dr. Abbasi is very, very much interested in securing Pakistan's cyberspace because we, as an atomic power, we are strong in military, but you know that just the coming ages of cyber. So, and sometimes many of our national assets are being hacked by hackers. So it's very great to see that Dr. Abbasi is giving us so much attention to this important area where we are not very strong. So I once again thank you, Dr. Abbasi. आपका बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया. आप हमारे स्टूडेंट के लिए टाइम निकाला. So आप स्टार्ट कर सकते हैं. और स्टूडेंट्स आपके लिए एंड में 5 to 6 क्वेश्चंस का टाइम होगा इंशाल्लाह. थैंक यू सर.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Very warm good evening. Assalamu alaikum. My dear students, I am very thankful to the NED University faculty, particularly the director computer department, that they have invited me to have some sort of a discussion with the students. Whenever we go, we engage the younger generation because it constitutes the more than 70% of the population, and younger generation is the harbinger of the positive change in any society. So it's very critical to engage the younger generation. They too in the countries like us, because they have to lead the society in future. This cyber domain is very important nowadays because it's a new domain in comparison to the conventional domains like sea domain, land domain, materialistic domains, including all these domains. But this virtual domain is critical because now everything is being transmitted or transported or even translated into the virtual world. In the recent past, particularly because of the pandemic, everything ranging from governance to the business and even the academics, it has been shifted towards virtual world. So that's why it's critical. That's why we are now discussing it more. So just like a material world where we are living, the human behavior, because this cyber space is being inhabited or regulated by the human being. So therefore, it is imperative that this cyber space is to be regulated by somebody, because I will call it a social contract in the cyber domain. What is to be done and what is not to be done. what is the use of cyberspace and what is the misuse of cyberspace, and what are the advantages of cyberspace and what are the disadvantages of the cyberspace. So when the human being operates this cyberspace, so there must be some contract between the state and the citizens, because this is very imperative. There are negatives in the society and there are positives in the society. The negatives are to be diminished, contained, and the positive are to be enhanced or facilitated. So that's why the role of the state is very important. So that's why this state has a right to regulate the cyber domain. This behavior is regulated by the state. So keeping in view this dynamics of the cyberspace and human behavior, state has a responsibility to regulate it. In that context, the state of Pakistan, they have legislated upon to regulate the cyberspace, and they have promulgated the law that is known as a Prevention of Electronics Crime Act. Okay, what are the rights conferred by the state, by the society upon the citizens, and what are the responsibilities conferred by the society and by the state to the citizen of any society. So that's why this law was promulgated. The main ingredients of this law particularly were the defamation, dealing with defamation, pornography, cyber terrorism, fraud, and etc. So many things. These were the parameters which were mainly regulated by this act, in addition to other parameters also. Now, what is the instrument of this enforcement of this law? This law has mandated the FIA to enforce it. FIA is the only legitimate agency to enforce this law, to implement this law. So the main burden lies on the FIA. How the people get into touch with the FIA cyber wing? There are so many access points, like emails. We receive the emails, complaints through emails. Through walk-in, the citizen of Pakistan can walk into the offices of cybercrime units that are situated and located in every provincial headquarters. And the last one is correspondence. We receive the applications also through postal department. So these are the mainly access points where we receive the complaints. Then we start inquiring into this whole the problems. Then finally it will translate it into investigations. We have also given a facility of e-investigation, meaning thereby that if a complaint is received by email, we investigate and collect the data through emails, video conferences, or video calls, even with obviously with security parameters. Therefore, finally, we collect the evidence or we collect the data which is relevant to the case, and then we challan these or submit this data to the courts, because final arbitration, final verdict is to be given by the courts. So they either acquit the people or they convict the people. So the conviction obviously will create a deterrence in the society. If anybody commits a crime, and he or she is being convicted, then it creates deterrence. But we have to create a certainty of a punishment, not the severity of punishment. It's a philosophy of punishment. So that's why I am discussing with you this philosophy of punishment. Now I am coming to the capacity of FIA. FIA is very, very resource deficit because we have only approximately 4,000 human resource and only 5 forensic labs in entire Pakistan. Vis-a-vis challenges, the last to last year, we received 58,000 complaints. In the last year, which has passed, we received 1 lakh complaints. So these are the huge quantum of complaints with this meager resources. Despite these meager resources, we try to perform the best. We achieved in the last year, we achieved approximately 19 convictions. In the last year, we succeeded in convicting the 38 cases with the inclusion of so many accused. So these are the mainly this year, in the month of January, we succeeded in convicting the 4 people in the 25 days of January. And we received 5,000 complaints in these 25 days. And 79 people has been arrested in these 25 days. However, the international cooperation is very critical because, as you know, that Facebook, Twitter, and all these media giants, they are owned by the people inhabited overseas. Therefore, their cooperation is very, very seriously important because we have to retrieve the evidence from these media forums. Therefore, sometimes we are getting a positive response. Sometimes we are not getting the response. With the Facebook topping the actual forum to be in the forefront. So, what is the way forward? Way forward are so many things. We are embarking upon some transition from, I will say, from zero to the self-actualized goals of zero tolerance or zero cybercrime actualization. Very difficult task, very challenging task, but we have embarked upon a journey. May Allah succeed us. The first and foremost is awakening to the public because people don't know that this domain exists in context of criminology. And number 2, particularly the youth, because this mostly complaints we receive are from the students. So they must know what is to be done and what not to be done. What are the positives and what are the negatives? What constitute the cybercrime and what does not constitute the cybercrime? So it must be, we are embarked upon the educating the youth. And this is one of the rather item agenda that I am delivering a lecture, a talk with you people as an awakening campaign to the younger generation. Number two, capacity building of the law enforcement, particularly FIA, which is dealing with the cyber crime. We have initiated 2 projects enhancing the human resource capacity and the forensic lab capacity. So that is also critical. And number 3 is international cooperation, which I have already informed you that this is very critical. We are engaging the international media giants through Interpol. A DG FIA is the chief of Interpol, international police in Pakistan, in every country. So we are engaging other countries, these media giants through Interpol. Number 2 is we are creating estates of these international media giants in Pakistan, that law enforcement should be become very easier. Because when we create an estates of these people, they will be more enforceable. So these 2 steps are very critical in international cooperation, so far as these media giants are concerned. The 4th one is educating the younger generation and engaging with research programs which are being conducted in universities. Because universities are strategic assets to us, to the entire society, to every country. We have signed a memorandum of understanding with so many universities. The government of Pakistan has started 7 universities in entire Pakistan. This is cyber security programs, research programs are being conducted. The NED university being one of them. The others are located in Islamabad, but NED is included among these 7 universities. Another point which I need to mention here, that we are living in a post-truth era where emotions are important rather than facts. And 5th generation warfare is being unleashed on Pakistani society. Therefore, there are so many things which may not be true, but are being made viral on the social medias. So this is very, very important. Because of this post-truth period and because of the 5th generation warfare, we need to synergize our own efforts. I will call it a multi-domain synergy, meaning thereby that all stakeholders, the law enforcement, universities, academia, and the society as itself, they should join the hands and try to resolve the complex issues. Because we are living in a very world which is full of complex issues. Complex issues are unpredictable, fastly changing. So for this complex world, we have to synergize our efforts, having this multi-domain synergy. Finally, I will talk about the 2 important challenges which we are entering into the domain of unknown, at least to us, not to the world at large, but to us. One is a challenge of virtual currency, and the second is the cyber security. So that the society, though engaged in this virtual currency business, particularly the younger generation, I will not talk about the legitimacy or illegitimacy of virtual currency. It is for the policymakers to make some decision to legalize it or to illegalize it. But the crime, if committed by anybody, will be dealt with by the FIA. So that's why we are also engaged in this virtual currency dynamics also. Yet to see what will be the future shape of these things, but we are also engaged in this this dynamics, virtual currency dynamics. And the last one is cyber security. Cyber security is a very vast subject. Though we can sometimes we differentiate between cyber crime and cyber security, but somewhere they meet each other because cyber security it's a mega domain. Cyber crime is I think it's a lesser domain, but somewhere they meet. Therefore, this is also important to explore the cyber security dynamics or issues. We are also trying to investigate the two cyber attacks. One was in the FBR, Federal Bureau of Revenue, and second was the national cyber attack in the National Bank of Pakistan. So we are investigating these two crimes, cyber security issues. So these two were very new to us, but we are exploring the dynamics of these two things. Very challenging, though yet to be unknown to us. Not, I will call it, still unknown to us, but we are entering into the unknown domain, domain of unknown. So inshallah, hopefully, with the support of academia, with the support of younger generation, with the support of academicians, and supported by this research program conducted in the universities, we will succeed in this virtual currency dynamics and cyber security issues. At the end, I am very thankful to the faculty and the director and the students, which are very dear and near to me. They have given me a patient hearing